Hey, what's up guys and gals? Here for another video on the 1970 CB450. This video is going to be going over kind of my repair of the tachometer. I actually did this process on the speedometer as well, but didn't want to bore you too much showing both videos. Here there's a little clip, I'm not sure what you'd call it, that holds the main mechanism to the glass section of the tachometer. Just remove that. It's pretty tedious to do that, but I took my time and was able to get it without doing any major damage. So what I did was actually use the original tachometer and ordered a cheap OEM version on eBay. Both were a little worse for wears in different areas, but was able to combine both of them into to one pretty adequate tachometer. So here on the original, I'm disassembling. It's really pretty straightforward. Used a trim tool to get that needle off. Made it pretty straightforward. Highly recommend doing that. So the original tachometer, as you can see, the face is in good shape, but the eyelets where the indicator lights shine through had some damage. This was involved in a fire, and there's a bit of a residual damage from that. So I'm going to be swapping that out using the eBay version. So as you'll see a little later in the video, I take out just those individual pieces and add those to the original face. So the second, like I said, swapping out some parts. The internals on this, the eBay version, aren't in great shape, but the original was in great shape. So what I'm doing is using the original internals in face and swapping out a few parts on that. Here, just disassembling. It's only 2 screws and the needles, so once the hard part is actually getting to it, as you can tell here, a bit finicky, as this whole project was. Admittedly, these aren't my favorite projects, and as you can see from the final results, you can probably tell they're not what I'm best at either. But ultimately, I'm pleased to be using the original parts, or at least OEM parts. Here what I'm doing is, like I said, replacing those little eyelet eye indicators, or signal indicators, boxes, or so, yeah. Using super glue. When in doubt, super glue it together. Those aren't going anywhere. I'm here getting a quick shine. So what I actually shined it up with plastic restorer, kind of the same stuff you use on bumpers for a car. It is a plastic face, and I was really happy with the results. It's gonna look good for a long time using that. Also replace the rubber boot there, as you can see. Now time for reassembly. So it was a bit finicky getting the needle to realign, but was able to get it on that 0. First try was negative RPMs, so we don't want that. But yeah, I was able to get it. As you can tell, the mechanisms itself is in really good shape. A little test run. Again, I went with a satin Rust-Oleum enamel paint on this. Read up that it doesn't require primer, and went against my better judgment and didn't use primer. In retrospect, I wish I had. Not like me to not use primer when I'm painting stuff. I'm usually pretty diligent and insistent on it. I thought I would give it a try, and you know, I would say that my persistence on using primer is well founded. I don't believe, and maybe it just needs to cure a little longer, but I don't believe it's going to hold up quite as well as I would like. Also typically clear stuff, but was admittedly a bit lazy on this project. Not again. here just shining up and washing that glass. It was dirty. It's 50 years old. It hasn't been cleaned since. But yeah, shined up pretty good. This is the glass section of the eBay tachometer. So again, using that section with the original mechanism and face on the original to kind of combine those two tachometers. Here is the clip that holds the back and the glass together. This is one of the more finicky aspects of this project, getting that clip around both and then pinching them. I used a needle nose plier to do this. Here's a little shot of me putting tape on and then quickly giving that paint a test and it failing. Luckily I have a little touch-up pen. Yeah, so this is the first time doing a project like this, and did learn some things, what to do and what not to do, but generally happy with the results using OEM parts. As you can tell, the faces are a little different, and it ain't perfect, but generally happy with the results. Thanks for watching, guys.